The following matchup is presented and played with Hockey Blast Express, a product of Play Games LLC, copyright 2023, all rights reserved. Welcome to this week's episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour. In today's episode, international hockey returns to the table as we have another rivalry in store with, and this time it'll be three separate games filled into one action-packed hour as we will feature a, a great matchup between Team Finland and Team Sweden from the following three card sets that were community made. Game one will feature the Lake Placid teams from Sweden and Finland. Then game two will feature the Canada Cup, the 1981 Canada Cup, I should say. And of course, game three will feature the Sochi Winter Olympics from 2014, featuring these two great countries. With that being said, stay tuned for Puck Drop coming up next. Stay tuned for the coin toss coming up next, as well as a look and say hello to our official Play Game sponsors for today's episode. We would like to take the time to send out a special thanks to our Play Game sponsors for sponsoring today's episode. Today's episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour is brought to you in part by Bitty Beer. They say it's a blend of hops, rice, and barley that gives Bitty Beer its distinctive taste. But we know better. It's our brewing process that gives our beer that one-of-a-kind flavor that no premium beer can match. Our vats have never been cleaned, so there's an itty bit of history in every can. Bitty Beer, the beer for folks who can't afford better. And we remind you, if you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. And by Doc Cola, the official cola beverage of the Play Games community. Doc Cola uses the finest imitation ingredients that bring you that sugary blast of caffeine you've come to know and love. With twice the sugar and 3 times the caffeine of any other major brand, Doc Cola is sure to keep you wired from dawn until dusk. So, while you're at it, take the Doc Cola challenge and see where our customers agree you'll never be able to wean yourself from refreshing Doc Cola. And by Ice Brew, the official brewery choice of the Play Games community. Brewed in the frozen tundra of northern Wisconsin, Ice Brew is a beer made for sports fans and tailgating. Our 150-year-old family recipe is brewed to make the most of every ingredient. We use hops, barley, wheat, corn, rice, oats, quinoa, spelt, malt, and sunflower seeds blended together with the finest water shipped in from the shores of Lake Michigan. One sip, and you'll agree there's nothing like Ice Brew. And by Pizza Kingdom, the official pizza joint of the Play Games community. At Pizza Kingdom, our signature New York pizza starts with the crust when we layer on our homemade pizza sauce, then load your pizza up with mounds of cheese. When it comes out of the oven, it's piping hot, golden brown, and ready for you to enjoy. And we give that majestic culinary work of art to Mikey, our 16-year-old delivery driver, who is as responsible as a tree stump. Pizza Kingdom. It was sure perfection when it's left in the store. Before we get into today's game one of this triple threat action between two countries of Finland and Sweden, we need to decide who will be hosting game one which will be between the 1980 teams, which the 1980 Olympic teams. So that would be this set and this set. I recreated them so that way I can use them easily for my advantage to use on the playmat. So with that being said, we'll roll the we'll roll the dice in my hand, and whoever has the highest um, triple digit number. So basically, if I roll, say for instance, if I say Sweden was a 1-2-5, and Finland was Finland was a 2-4-5, Finland would host game one. So simple as that. So whoever has the highest 3d6 roll will host game one of this triple threat, and then whoever loses will host the next game. So here we go. So Sweden, a 2-4-5, and Finland. Oops. And I lost my dice. There we go. I found it. So Sweden was a 2-4-5. Finland is 2-2-3. So really close. So we will have Sweden be the host team for game one, and Finland will be the host team for game two. Stay put right there, and we will be back with game one coming up next. And welcome everybody to game one of this triple threat action between Team Finland and Team Sweden. As today's episode will be featuring three teams in a three-game set between two countries, between Finland and Sweden. Game one will be featuring the 1980 Olympics from Lake Placid. The second game will feature the 1981 Canada Cup. And the third game will feature the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympics between these two fierce countries. With that being said, let's get right into game one. Antero Kivela, if I do butcher any names, I do apologize, will start in net for Team Finland. And Pele Lindberg, hopefully if I say that right, will be a net for Team Sweden. I will butcher any names if I will be butchering names. So if I do, I do apologize. So with that being said, let's get right into game one of this triple threat episode between Team Finland and Team Sweden. We're going to begin with a penalty check between both players in 5. It looks like Eriksson is going to go to the box as Koskinen will skate on in to Lindberg as he needs to make a 1 or a 2 to make the play save, which he will do so, and that will keep us scoreless through the first segment of this game. And let's move on to the next segment. Oh, we got a visitor scoring chance. Of Team Finland will get a scoring chance here. It's a 41. Visitor player in 4. That's Reiho Lippanen, or Leppanen, I should say. He creates a goal with a quality roll of star or a triangle. Although he does not have star, he does have triangle well enough to skate on into Pele Lindberg to hopefully score the team's first goal of the game. Will he do it? A 1 or a 2 will stop it. It will score the game's first goal as Team Finland is up 1-0, courtesy of Reiho Leppanen. And we stay put in this segment with a quality check between players 2 and 1, Malin and Eloranta. The quality in questioning we're looking for is hit. Neither player has hit, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one between Team Finland and Team Sweden. Home scoring chance of a 43 as it reads, any home player with a triangle creates a goal. Let's see here. Yes, we have contenders, Naslund and Lundqvist. Both have triangles printed on their card. Between the two, I think I'm going to go with Lundqvist because I want to see. Because normally, if I would be playing with assists, I would go with Lundqvist. But I think, yeah, I would still go with Lundqvist because Naslund has the power play circle star symbol printed on his card, even though you can't see it. Uh, he does have it printed out on his card. So Lundqvist is going to will be skating on into Antero Kivella, who needs to make a 1 or a 2 to make the stop, which he doesn't. The game is tied at 1, courtesy of Per Lundqvist. We stay put in this segment with a quality check between players 3 and 4. That is Weinstock and Peltonen. The quality we're looking for is speed. It looks like both Weinstock and Peltonen have speed. So that is going to do it for this segment, and we will move on to the next one. Home scoring chance of a 25, and it reads choice home player rolls for rebound. Choice player rolls for a goal using assist stars +2. Good thing I kept Naslund out there, so he needs to roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, or a 5 to score the goal. A 6 will not do it. And a 6 will stop it as Kivella keeps the game tied up at 1. And with that being said, will do it for the first period. After 1 period of play, the score between Team Sweden and Team Finland is all knotted up at 1 apiece. We start the second period of game 1 between these two countries with a quality check between players 5 and anybody on the ice for Team Finland. The player in question for Finland will be Tommy Samuelsson, as he is going to go head-to-head against any guy with star. The only guy out there with star is Jari Kurri for Finland. So he is going to win this one as he moves in on Pelle Lindberg, as he needs to make a 1 or a 2 to make the stop. He won't, and Team Finland will take the lead courtesy of Jari Kurri. So a quality check win and a goal scoring for Team Finland as they take a 2-1 lead, as we stay put here in this segment with a home scoring chance of a 25, and it reads choice home player rolls for goal using assist stars +2. Looking at the math here, Leif Holmgren is probably going to take this one because he needs to roll a 3 or a 4 with a dot to score the goal. And he will to tie things up at 2, as that goal came courtesy of Leif Holmgren. We stay put here in this segment, and we will move on to the next one. Penalty check between both players in 5. It looks like Litma is going to go to the box with a 1.5 penalty rating to Norberg's half rating on the penalty. So Norberg is going to skate on in to Kivella to hopefully net a 1 or a 2 to make the stop, which he won't. Team Sweden takes the lead on the power play, courtesy of Lennart Norberg. And I believe we have scored 3 in this segment and only 3 more to go until this segment automatically ends. Quality check between players 1 and anybody on the ice for the Finns. The quality we're looking for is hit. Soderstrom is not going to win this one. So the only guy out there with hit is going to be Olli Saarinen, as he is going to skate on into Pelle Lindberg to hopefully net a 1 or a 2 to make the stop. He won't. The Finns tie it up at 3. It has been a scoring fest here in this second period. As we continue on, 4 goals have been scored, 2 more to go until this segment ends. We continue on with a quality check between anybody in the ice for the Swedes against player number 3 that is Typo Levo. The quality we're looking for is hits. The only guy out there with hit is Jan Eriksson. Yes, I think yes, it is going to be Jan Eriksson, as he is going to skate on into Antero Kivella to hopefully net a 1 or a 2 to make the stop, which he will do so, as Kivella keeps this game tied, and he's putting this scoring fest here in this this first segment of the second period to bed. We continue on with a quality check between players 4 and 5, Anderson and Koskinen. The quality we're looking for is power. Neither Anderson or Koskinen have power, so we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between both players in one. That is Håkan Eriksson and Kim Lennon. The quality we're looking for is star. Neither player has star, and that is going to be that for this segment. And we will move on to the next one. Home scoring chance of a 61, and it reads: any visitor player with a circle prevents a power play goal. Otherwise, it's going to be a goal. Well, it looks like it will be a goal for Team Sweden, as they will take a 4-3 lead, because I don't see any circles out there. So there we go. Let's see who scored the goal. 8, player with the best shot rating. I believe that is going to go to Mats Olberg. So Mats Olberg will score the goal, and we will consider it to be a power play goal, and it is 4-3 Team Sweden. As we continue on in this segment with a penalty check between both players in 2, it looks like Tomas Johnson will skate over to the penalty box, as Hannu Hapalainen will skate on in to Pelle Lindberg. He needs to make a 1 or a 2 to make the stop, which he will do so to keep the lead in favor of Team Sweden at a score of 4-3 after 40 minutes of play here in Game 1 of this triple threat episode between two fierce countries, between Finland and Sweden. We head over to the third with a home scoring chance of a 14. Visitor goalie must make play save. Kivella has to make a 1 or a 2 to make the stop. He won't, and Team Sweden will take a 5-3 lead. Let's see who scored the goal. 7, player with the best shot rating. So it looks like we have a tie between Mullen and Eriksson. I do want to keep that square out there, so we'll give it to Mullen. I may be doing something stupid, but we're going to give the goal to Mullen. And we will stay put here in this segment with... triple twos. We got ourselves a critical face-off. So we're going to check each team's best face-off rating. The team with the better face-off rating will win the critical face-off and get an immediate goal opportunity against the goalie's spec save opportunity. Spec save rating opportunity. If there is a tie between face-off ratings, then the home team will win. So it looks like Team Finland is going to win this one, because Leinonen has a 56 face-off rating against nobody on Team Sweden. So we're going to give the win immediately, the win and the critical face-off win, to Team Finland, as Leinonen will skate on in to Pelle Lindberg, who needs to make a 1 or a 2 to make the stop. He won't, as Leinonen will score Team Finland's 4th goal of Game 1 here in this triple threat episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour. We stay put, 2 down, and 4 more to go. We got ourselves a home scoring chance of a 34, and it reads home player in 2. That's Lundqvist. He creates a goal with a quality roll of star or a triangle. He doesn't have star, but he does have a triangle, so he's going to move in on Kivella to hopefully net a 1 or a 2 to make the stop, which he will do so. And my oh my, folks, this has been a scoring fest here in game 1 of this triple threat episode as we continue on to the next segment. Quality check between players 3 and 6, between anybody on the ice for the Finns. The quality we're looking for is speed. Weinstock has speed. The only players out there for Finland with speed are Sipos, Serenemi, and Ismovila. And Ismovia. Odd man out is going to be the guy with no qualities. So either way, both Weinstock and Via have speed, and that is going to be it for this segment. And we will move on to the next one here in game 1 of this triple threat episode. We got ourselves a quality check between players 1 and anybody in the ice for the Finns. The quality we're looking for is hit. Eriksson is going to win this one as he does have hits, but neither player on the Finns, neither active player on the Finns is going to win this one. So we'll go right across from him with Porvari as Eriksson will win the battle against Porarvi for hit as he skates on into Antero Kivella to hopefully net a 1 or a 2 to stop the Thomas Eriksson attempt, which he will do so, keeping this game right where it's at 5-4 in favor of Team Sweden here in game 1. We got ourselves a quality check between players 2 and 1. Tomas Johnson and Markku Kimalainen. Hopefully I'm saying that right. If I butcher any names, I do apologize again. The quality in question we're looking for is skill. Both have skill, and folks, that is going to be your ball game. So game 1 is going to go in the way of the Swedes. Stay put right where you are as we will clear off the 1980s cards and the 1980 Olympic cards as game 2 will feature the 1981 Canada Cup teams of Finland and Sweden, and that will come your way right after we take a look at the game summary for game 1 and a couple of notes for this episode. And with that, game 1 has finished, and I do apologize for not going to the empty net mini chart where I should have supposed to, but we will play it we'll just leave it as is for game 1 of this triple threat matchup between Team Sweden and Team Finland. The first game went in the hands of Team Sweden as the 1980 Olympic team was victorious in a 5-4 victory. Your game summary presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products is as follows. For Team Finland, goal scorers were Lepanen, Curry, Saarinen, and Laininen, as all of them would each record their first goal of this, their lone first goals of this triple threat series. The penalties went to Lasse Litma, as he unfortunately was not so lucky as Sweden scored on the power play, courtesy of Lennon and Noberg on the power play. The quality check wins for Team Finland went to Jari Kurri and Saarinen, as Curry won the battle for hit. I'm sorry, Curry won the battle for star, I should say, and Saarinen won the battle for hit. For Team Sweden, Per Lundqvist would be joining Norberg and Holmgren, Alberg, and Mullen, as all of the Swedes would record their first goal of this of game one. Penalties went to a really favorable side for Team Sweden, as Eriksson and Johnson both had a play save made on their penalty attempts. So, or on the Finland power play attempts. And the quality check wins went, of course, to Jan Eriksson and uh, uh, Tomas Eriksson, as both of them won the battle for hit. Not much coming from the key plays of the game, but for this game, two plays came to mind, as in the 20th minute of the first period, Antero Kivala, the netminder for Finland, I should say, made a key save off of Mats Naslin's assist rating to keep the game even at 1 after 20 minutes of play. Nothing happened in the second period as far as key plays were concerned, but in the third period, Mikko Lainonen would win a critical faceoff and would score an answer goal after Lars Mullen would score a little bit afterward, a little bit, I should say, a little bit before Lainonen won the critical faceoff. And your 3 stars from game one are as follows. Star number 3 would go to Reijo Lepanen, as he would score a goal. Star number 2 I definitely had to give it to Mikko Lainonen, as he would win the critical faceoff and scoring the goal after Lars Mullen would score, after Sweden would tally a goal for them. And of course, as mentioned, Lars Mullen would score a goal, and he would be your number 1 star for game one of this triple threat episode. Before we go any further, I do want to point out that I will not be playing any. I will be playing the rest of this episode with no injuries. So if an injury result comes up, we will ignore it and immediately go to a no action result. With that being said, stay tuned for game 2 coming up next, as puck drop is just moments away. And welcome back, everybody, as we get set for game 2 of this triple threat episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour. Game 2 of this series between this 3-game set between Sweden and Finland will had the 1981 Canada Cup teams be featured in Game 2 of this triple threat episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour. 3 games, 1 action-packed hour. With that being said, your starting netminders for Game 2 for Sweden will be Peter Lindmark, and for Finland will be Hannu Lassila, as we get set to drop the puck here. Everything is all neutral site, and of course, this happened in 1981. So envision we are in Canada in the 1980s 81 Canada Cup for this game between Sweden and Finland. The puck is dropped, the puck has dropped, and here we go. We're going to begin with a quality check between players 4 and 5. The quality we're looking for is smart. Tuohima and Stefan Pearson will be the players in question. In questioning for this smart check, it looks like Pearson's going to win this one as he does have smart. So he's going to skate on into Hannu Lassila, who needs to make a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop, which he will do. Who just that to keep this game all netted up at 0 apiece. Team Finland needs to win game 2 to force a winner take all rubber game here in this triple threat 3-game set. Another quality check. This time it'll be between players 2 and anybody in the ice for the Swedes. Hagman will be the player in questioning for the Finns, as the quality we're looking for is star. The only guys out there with star are Jorgen Peterson, Ulf Nilsson, and Anders Hedberg. I think we'll have the red die decide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, Peterson is 1, 2. Nilsson is 3, 4. Hedberg is 5 and 6. I rolled a 2. So it's Jorgen Peterson. So Jorgen Peterson will tie with Matty Hagman for star, as both players have the quality. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Home scoring chance of a 63, and it reads, home defense stop, breakaway chance. Visitor goalie must make a play save. So Peter Lindmark needs to make a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. And he does so. Oh, man. To keep this game a scoreless tie here in game 2, the Finns need to win this one to force a rubber match, where that game will feature the 2014 Sochi teams for both countries of Sweden and Finland coming up next after this game has been concluded. Another home scoring chance as we enter in the final few minutes of the first period here. It's going to be a 12. Visitor goalie must make play save. So 1, 2, or 3 on Lindmark. On Lindmark's play save, we'll do it. It won't. The Finns will take an early 1-0 lead, courtesy of the player with the second best shot rating. The best out there is going to go to Katola, and the second best is going to go to Makinen. So Kari Makinen will score the game's first goal of game 2 here, as the Finns need to win this one to force a rubber match, a winner-take-all game that will feature the 2014 Sochi Olympic teams of both these countries. Quality check between both players in 5, that is Katola and Janssen. The quality we're looking for is hit. Neither player has hit, and that is going to be it for this one, as we will move on to the next segment. Or actually, I should say, the next period, I should say. After 20 minutes of play in the books, the Finns lead the Swedes 1-0. Home scoring chance of a 13, and it reads, visitor goalie must make play save. Again, Peter Lindmark needs to make a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop, which he does. Nobody flips, and we will move on to the next segment. We got ourselves another home scoring chance. My goodness. And it's a 43. Any home player with a triangle creates a goal. Oh, no. We do not have anybody out there with a triangle. The only symbol that I see out there is a square. So again, we will randomly flip one of the team. We'll randomly flip one of the players here, even though the rules say you don't have to, but we will just for the sake of competition. So again, we will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a reroll. So Kari Eloranta will swap, as that will go down as a no action result, and we will move on to the next segment. Another home scoring chance. This time it'll be a 53. Visitor defense player in 4. That's Hedberg. He stops a Finn goal with a quality roll of star or a square. Although he does not have a square, he does have star well enough to stop the Finns from scoring any further to keep this game right where it's at of 1-0. Penalty check between both players in 5. It looks like Sundstrom is going to go to the box as Ristolainen will skate on into Peter Lindmark to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop, which he won't. Ristolainen will put the Finns further up. It's 2-0, and that, my friends, will be considered to be a power play goal. One down and 5 to go here in this segment. Quality check between players, anybody in the ice for the Finns against player number 2, that's Bent Lundholm. It looks like the quality we're looking for is star. Nobody out there has star between Lundholm and anybody out there on the ice. So we will say that it's a tie between both players in 2. So we will flip both players in 2, and that is going to do it. So after 40 minutes of play here in the books of Game 2, the Finns need this game to tie up this triple threat series between these two countries to force a winner-take-all Game 3 as the Finns lead over the Swedes 2-0. We got ourselves a home scoring chance, and it's going to be a 26. Choice home player rolls for a goal using shot stars +2. You better believe it. I'm going to give it to shot stars +2. I had to make sure I was reading it correctly, and I did. So we do have possible contenders here, but I really want to take a look and see here. So Hagman needs a 4. Pekka Arbilas needs a 2 or 3 with a dot, so he's out. Raul Takalio, hopefully I'm saying that right, needs a 3. 1, 2, or 3. Between him and Hagman, I think. One mistake, and it's going to cost the Finns the game, even though they're in the lead. Let's have the decider I decide. Hagman on a dot. Pekka Rattakalio will be a blank. And it will be Pekka Rattakalio, as he will skate on into Peter Lindmark to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the save, which he does. And with that being said, we will continue on here in this next portion of the segment. Or excuse me, in the next segment, I should say, with a quality check between players 1 and anybody in the ice for the Swedes. The quality we're looking for is skill. Levo is taking this one for the Finns. The quality we're looking for is skill again. Lindgren, Nilsson, Alberg, and Pearson. So Boreas Salming is the odd man out here. Let's have the red die decide. So again, anything but a 2 or a 6 will tie things up with Levo. No. So Lindgren and Levo both have the quality of skill, and that is going to be it for that segment, and we will move on to the next one. Home scoring chance of 44, and it reads, any home player with a power play circle star symbol creates a power play goal. You bet your butt we got some contenders here. Yes, I want to make sure that's correct. Any home player with a power play circle star symbol creates a power play goal. Yep. So Hagman does have the quality. Glad I kept him out there because otherwise this segment would possibly have been a no action result. So with that being said, Hagman will move in on Lindmark to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop, which he won't. It's 3-0 courtesy of Hagman on the power play. One down and 5 to go. Quality check between players 2 and 4. That's Elaranta and Allberg. The quality we're looking for is skill. It looks like Allberg is going to win this one as he does have skill. So he's going to be skating on into Lassila to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the save, which he will do so to keep this game right where it's at, heading into the final segment of Game 2. Quality check between both players in one. That is Kent Eric Anderson and Yari Curry. The quality in question we're looking for is speed. Both players have speed, and the Finns win game 2 of this triple threat series to tie things up with the Swedes heading into game 3 of heading into game 3 of this series. It's going to be a rubber match between these two countries as we will feature the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympic uh, teams of these two countries. The final score here for Game 2 of this series, the Finns tie it up as they take it over the Swedes 3-0 here. And of course, we will be back to give you the breakdown of this game, and of course, the other game in this triple threat series between these two countries. And we will be back for Game 3. But for now, here is your game summary and some game notes for this episode so far. Man, oh man, what a game, what a game, what a game, as the Team Finland would tie things up at 1-1 in this at 1-1 in this triple threat episode featuring these two great countries, almost known for their hockey. But in this game, we featured the 1981 Canada Cup teams for both Team Finland and Team Sweden, as Finland came out on top with a 3-0 win over Sweden. Your game summary is on screen right now, presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. And again, if you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Bitty Beer. The goal scorers for this game all came from Finland, as Kari Makanen, Reijo Rostalainen, and Manny Hagman would all score, while Rustalainen and Hagman would score on the power play. No penalties and no quality check wins came from Finland's side, but Team Sweden, unfortunately, no goal scorers for them as they were shut out in game 2. As Patrick Sundstrom would be the lone penalty taker for Sweden. Unfortunately for him, he would come up a little bit short, as he would be a victim of an opposing power play goal for Team Finland. Your quality check wins for Sweden would end up being Stefan Pearson and Mats Allberg, as Pearson would win the battle for smart and Allberg would win the battle for skill. Not that much from key plays of the game from this game, as no plays came about in the first period. But in the second period, however, in the 15th minute, Anders Hedberg would stop a Finland goal opportunity, would make it a huge play, a huge key play, as Finland would go on to score on the power play in the next segment. In the third period, in the 15th minute, Hanu Lasala, hopefully I'm saying that right, makes a key play save off of a quality check win from Mats Alberg to preserve the shutout, and that's what it was, a 3-0 shutout for Team Finland as they look to go into Game 3 featuring the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympic teams uh, all knotted up at one. We'll see what happens when we get there. But first, here are your 3 stars of the game for game number 2. Star number 3, I had to give it to Anders Hedberg for making a key stop uh, on the Finland goal opportunity. And I had to correct myself. Hedberg is on Sweden, not on Finland. But Hedberg would stop the goal opportunity for Finland, but unfortunately, he would fall short again, as Finland would tack on their second goal of the game in the second on the power play. Matty Hagman would take home honors for star number 2 as he would score the game winner on the power play. But of course, star number 1, I had to give it to the goaltender for Team Finland. Hanu Lasala will take star number 1 honors as he would record a shutout win and posting an unofficial tally of 35 saves. Stay tuned for an all important game number 3 coming up next that is going to feature the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympic squads. And man, oh man, what is going to come about as we head into game 3? Hopefully that you are enjoying today's episode. If you are, like is very much appreciated. And also, if you want to, a comment is optional. But if you choose to comment, please no derogatory language. Stay tuned for Puck Drop for Game 3 coming up next. This is it. Winner take all in this triple threat series between two countries and bragging rights in hockey. As we see the 2014 Sochi Olympic teams for both countries of Finland and Sweden here in game 3. This series is knotted up at 1 apiece. The winner of this game will win the episode for today. With that being said, let's get right into things with game 3. Your starting netminders for Team Finland will be Tuukka Rask, and for Sweden will be the king, Henrik Lundqvist. A matchup between Boston and New York, between the Bruins and the Rangers as they try to lead both their countries to a win here in game 3. With that being said, let's get right into it. The puck is dropped, and here we go. We're going to begin with a home scoring chance of a 36. And it reads, home player in 4, that is Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He creates a goal with a quality roll of star or a triangle. He does not have a triangle, neither does he have stars, so that is really unfortunate for the Swedes to jump out early, as that will be considered a no action result, and we will move on to the next segment here in game 3. We got ourselves a visitor scoring chance this time. We got ourselves a 54. Home player in 4, that's Nick Cronwall. He stops a Finn goal with a quality roll of star or a square. He does have star and he does have a square, well enough to stop the Finns from scoring. Monkey see, monkey do action here to start game 3, I should say, of this series. We got ourselves a quality check between players 5 and anybody on the ice for the Finns. Alexander Steen is the player in question, and he will go up against anybody with speed. Jussi Jokinen, Lepsido, Itanen, and Cantiola will all of them have speed. The only guy without speed is Koivu, so he will be out of the question for this one here. So we'll roll the red die. Anything but a 2 or a 6 um, will tie Alexander Steen, as this segment will end in a tie. 4, that's Lepsido, as both Steen and Lepsido have speed. And that is going to be it for this segment, and we will move on to the next one. Quality check between players 2 and 1. That is Berglund and Backstrom and Koivu. The quality we're looking for is power. Mikko Koivu has power. So he's going to skate on into the king, Henrik Lundqvist, who needs to roll a 1, 2, 3, or 4 to make the stop, which he won't, as the Finns get on the board, courtesy of the great Mikko Koivu. Yep, it was a quality check, so that way I remembered. We stay put in this segment, 1 down and 5 to go. Penalty check between players 3 and 5. That is Marcus Kruger, and Jokinen. It looks like both players have the same penalty rating of 0.5. The refs say play on, as it is a rubber match to decide this triple threat action series between two countries who are known for their hockey over the years, of Sweden and Finland. After 20 minutes of play in the books, the Finns, however, lead the Swedes in this rubber match winner-take-all game by a score of 1-0. Home scoring chance to begin the second period here of a 55. Any visitor player with a square, I should say, stops a Sweden goal. It looks like no, we don't have one, so it's going to be a tie game as the Swedes will get on the board. Let's see who scored the goal. 4, third best shot rating. So the best out there on the ice is Berglund. The second best is a tie between Eriksson and Henrik Sedin. So the third best is going to be Jimmy Eriksson. So Jimmy Eriksson will tie up this game between we'll tie up the game for the Swedes, as it's 1-1 in the series in this 3-game set, and it's 1-1 here in this winner-take-all Game 3 between these two countries. We start the next portion of the segment with a quality check between players 5 and anybody in the ice for the Finns. The quality in questioning we're looking for is hits. The only guy out there with hit is Jokinen, so Olli Jokinen's going to win this one over Henrik Zetterberg, as Jokinen will skate on into Henrik Lundqvist to hopefully net a 1, 2, 3, or 4 to make the stop. He won't, and Jokinen will take the Finns into the lead with a 2-1, as they lead this one 2-1. And we got plenty of more hockey left to go in this winner-take-all rubber game. 2 down and 4 more to go. Penalty check between anybody in the ice for the Finns against player number 1. That's Henrik Sedin. So it looks like we could have the Finns go on the power play, or Sweden will go on the power play. So here's what we're going to do. 1-2 Finns, 3-4 tie, 5-6 Sweden goes on the power play. So again, 1-2 the Finns will go on the power play, 3-4 we tie, and 5 and 6 where the Swedes will go on the power play. And it looks like the Finns are going to go on the power play, as Henrik Sedin is going to go to the box as Barkov will skate on in to Henrik Lundqvist to hopefully net a 1, 2, 3, or 4 to make the stop, which he won't, and the Finns take a 3-1 lead courtesy of Alexander Barkov, Sasha Barkov. And it looks like Team Sweden will make a quick goaltending change as they will bring out, let's see here. They're going to bring out Jonas Gustafsson as Henrik Lundqvist seems to be in a funk here, and the coach of the Sweden team wants to make sure to keep the game right where it's at, which I do believe this could be the smart move here. But let's see and find out as the game resumes with a 3-1 lead for the Finns. We have done 2 in this segment and only 4 more to go until the segment automatically ends. Home scoring chance of a 51, and it reads visitor defense player in 2. That's Komarov. He stops a Sweden goal with a quality roll of skill or a square. Yikes. Komarov does not have a square, and he does not have skill. Therefore, Team Sweden is going to add another goal onto their tally. It's 3-2 Finns. It's still the Finns lead of 3-2. Let's see who scored the goal for Sweden. 5. Okay, choice player. Whenever this comes up, I will roll the red die once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 will be a reroll. 3. Louis Eriksson will score the goal for Team Sweden. And that is going to be that for this portion of the segment. And we continue on with 3 down and 3 to go. We got ourselves a quality check between players 1 and 3. That's Daniel Sedin and Juuso Haitanen. The quality we're looking for is star. Daniel Sedin has star, so he's going to skate on in to Tuukka Rask to hopefully net a 1, 2, 3, or 4 to make the stop, which he won't. Daniel Sedin ties this game up. What is going on? What a comeback by the Swedes after the goaltending change. They scored 2 unanswered to tie things up. Can they take the lead even further into this one? We have scored 4, 2 more to go. Oh, sorry. Wrong button. There we go. We got ourselves a quality check between players 5 and 1, Steen and Contiola. The quality we're looking for is hit. Neither Steen or Contiola has hit, and that is going to do it for this segment. And what a segment it was, as the Swedes allowed 2 goals to go into the net. Team Sweden's head coach made the goaltending change, and all of a sudden, Team Sweden ties it up at 3-all as we head to the next segment. We got ourselves a quality check between anybody on the ice for the Swedes against player number 3. That's Olli Mata. The quality we're looking for is speed. The only players out there with speed are Backstrom, Silverberg, and Eriksson. Excuse me. I think here's what I do. Here's what I'm thinking here. I'm thinking we'll have the red die decide here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Jimmy Eriksson will tie things up with Olli Mata for speed, and that is going to be that for that segment, and we will move on here in a tie hockey game between two of the fiercest hockey countries in the history of international play, between the Finns and the Swedes. Oh, and triple ones. So unfortunately, we're not going to play with injuries. So we will, as according into the game notes from game one, we will not be playing with injuries. So we will re-roll So we are going to have this be a no action segment, and therefore we will move on to the next segment. We got ourselves a home scoring chance of a 62. Any visitor player with a circle prevents a power play goal. Again, the Finns do not have a circle out there, so therefore Team Sweden comes from behind to score 3 unanswered since the goaltending change to lead it 4-3. Let's see who scored the goal. Third best shot rating. Excuse me. So the best out there is Patrick Berglund. The second best out there is Zetterberg. And the best guy out there on the ice is a tie between Silverberg and Backstrom. I do want to keep Backstrom out there for that triangle. So we're going to give it to Silverberg to score the go-ahead goal for Team Sweden. Can they hang on? And what do we see here, guys? The Finns are making a goaltending change. They too don't want this game to see. This is a really crucial game for both of these teams to win here in this series. So the Finns are going to make a goaltending change as Antiniemi is going to skate on into the crease. Excuse me. As we continue on here with 1 down and 5 to go here in this segment. Again, triple sixes. We're not playing with injuries according to the game notes from earlier on in this episode, and we will end it here with the second period after 40 minutes of play with a 4-3 lead between these two fierce countries as Team Sweden leads Team Finland 4-3. Home scoring chance of a 62, and it reads, any visitor player with a circle prevents a power play goal. Once again, the Finns do not have a circle out there, so therefore Team Sweden will take the 5-3 lead, and it will be considered to be a power play goal scored by the player with the best shot rating. And it will be Patrick Berglund. How ironic. He does have the circle star symbol printed out on his card, but he does have the best shot rating out there on the ice for Team Sweden, as the Swedes take a 5-3 lead. 1 down and 5 to go here in this segment. We got ourselves a penalty check between players 4 and anybody on the ice for the Finns. Johnny Oduya, and it looks like again we could either have the Finns go on the power play or the Swedes go on the power play. At this stage in the game, you really want to risk not taking a penalty. So I think we are going to tie. So Johnny Oduya will tie things up with Valtteri Filppula as both guys have the same penalty rating of 0, and we will move on to the next segment. Another penalty check. This time it'll be between players 3 and 5. That's Kruger and Aaltonen. I am not saying that first name. I can guarantee you that. Between him and Kruger, it looks like Aaltonen's going to go to the box as Kruger will skate on into Antiniemi to hopefully net a 1, 2, 3, or 4 to make the stop, which he does to keep this game right where it's at, a 5-3. still in favor of the Swedes. We got ourselves a penalty check between. Oh my goodness! So far in this period, it's all penalties. Jeez. We got ourselves a penalty check. A penalty check, I should say, between Hagelin and anybody on the ice for the Finns. We tie or go on the power play. We tie. And it looks like the Swedes are going to go on the power play. So between Kukkonen and Lipsito, excuse me, who is going to go to the box? It will be Kukkonen. And it will be Lipsito. So Lipsito is going to go to the box as Carl Hagelin will skate on into Antti Niemi to hopefully net a 1, 2, 3, or 4 to make the stop. He won't, and it's 6-3. Unfortunately, the Swedes are running away with this. And we will consider it to be a power play goal. Unfortunately, for the Finns, they want to try to keep this game right in their favor, but unfortunately, the goaltending change failed them. Unlike the Swedes did. We have I think 1 down and 5 to go in this segment. We got ourselves a visitor scoring chance of a 42. Hang on to those fans cheering on the Finns. It's a 42. Visitor player in 5. That's Henrik Zetterberg. He creates a. Oh, excuse me. That is. Excuse me, not Zetterberg. That is Teemu Selanne. Teemu Selanne. He creates a goal with a quality roll of skill or a triangle. He does have skill, but no triangle. So Solani's going to skate on into Gustafsson to hopefully net a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop. He won't. This game is creeping a little bit closer. It's 6-4, courtesy of Teemu Selanne, the former Duck. The former Duck, Jet, man, and a lot of teams that Selanne played for. So 2 down and 4 more to go. Oh, and it's going to be a visitor scoring chance. However, it's going to be a choice home player scores a goal. So we're going to see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be a reroll. 6 is a reroll. Daniel Alfredsson is going to score the goal, a former Senator and Red Wing. So Daniel Alfredsson will score the game's 7th goal of the game for Team Sweden, and it's all of a sudden a 7-4 blowout for the Swedes as they have scored let's see, 3 unanswered, 3 to 5 unanswered goals before Teemu Selanne scored the 4th goal of the game for the Finns, allowing Team Sweden to take a 7-4 lead. So we have 3 down and 3 to go. We got ourselves a penalty. Sorry, not a penalty check. Excuse me, a quality check, I should say, between players 3 and 1. That's Louis Eriksson and Lehtera, I should say. The quality we're looking for is speed. Both Eriksson and Lehtera have speed. So that is going to be that for that segment, and we will move on to the final segment of this series between these two powerhouses, these two hockey powerhouses. Second, I would say probably second to the best hockey rivalry in the U.S. and Canada, which, by the way, you will be seeing very soon here on the show. Penalty check between players 4 and 1. That is OEL, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and Antti Pilström, I should say, excuse me. Both players have the same penalty rating. And folks, that is that. Team Sweden comes from behind to erase a 3-1 deficit to win this game three, and the series by a final score of they win game three by a score of 7-4. However, and the Swedes take this battle between these two countries 2 games to 1. A hard fought, intense back and forth game to seal up a victory for Team Sweden in this triple threat episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour for Rivalry Night. Oh man, oh man. A 7-4 victory would come at the hands of Team Sweden as they would make a huge goaltending change late in the second to score possibly two of the 5 unanswered goals leading up into the third before Team Finland would answer right back. But in the end, it was a 7-4 victory for Team Sweden as they take this triple threat episode 2 games to 1. Here is your game summary presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products if you choose to drink Bitty Beer. As always, please remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Bitty Beer. First for the Team Finland for the Sochi Winter Olympic team, Mikko Koivu, Olli Jokinen, Alexander Barkov, and Timo Solani would all score for Team Finland. Altonen and Lipsito would also, or Lepisto, I should say, sorry. If I butcher that name, I do apologize. Altona would be made would make his would successfully go through a penalty without Team Sweden scoring, but unfortunately for Lepisto, he would unfortunately fall victim to an opposing power play goal. For the quality check wins, Mikko Koivu and Olli Jokinen would be victorious in the quality checks for Team Finland, as Mikko Koivu would end up winning speed and Olli Jokinen would end up winning the battle for hits. For Team Sweden, uh, Jimmy Eriksson, Louis Eriksson, Daniel Sedin, Jakob Silverberg, Patrick Berglund, Carl Hagelin, and Daniel Alfredson would all score, with Berglund and Hagelin would score on the power play. Daniel's brother Henrik Sedin would fall victim to a penalty, as unfortunately Team Finland uh, would score on the power play uh, before Team Sweden made the huge goaltending change that would change this game or I should say, turn this game upside down. Daniel Sedin for the quality check wins would take home the battle for star for Team Sweden. Not that many key plays from all three of these games, but if I had to pick a couple of them, here's what came out of Game 3. In the first period, Nicholas Kronwall would stop a Finland goal opportunity in what would appear to be in the first 2 segments that would end up being back-to-back scoreless. Back-to-back scoreless first 2 segments. In the second period, starting in the fifth minute, all the way up until the third period, um, in the 15th minute of the third, uh, Sweden would make a huge goaltending change after Finland would score back-to-back goals and then proceeded to score 2 of the 5 unanswered goals prior to Finland making their goaltending change, which unfortunately would snakebite Finland for the rest of this game. And that's how Sweden would end up winning this game, all important winner take all game 3, featuring the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympics by a final of 7-4. And your 3 stars from this game number 3 will be as follows. Daniel Alfredson would take home star number 3 honors as he would record a goal. Olli Jokinen would take home star number 2 honors as he would score a goal and would be resulting in a quality check win. And of course, I had to pick him. Daniel Sedin would take home star number 1 honors for Team Finland. Oh, excuse me. I should say for this hockey game, as he would record a goal and a quality check win. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour that featured a triple threat of games for Team Sweden and Team Finland that saw Team Sweden go on top 2 games to 1. But unfortunately, for right now, we're going to have to say goodbye for today's episode. But no fear, let's see what's coming up next time here on the Hockey Blast Express Hour. And what a way to kick off for us in the States for a Thanksgiving weekend tradition. There's going to be a weekend full of festivities, with Thanksgiving being on next week, Thursday, here in the US, as we will have another treat for you as we get set to watch another great Stanley Cup Finals matchup as we rewind back the clock to 2018 and the 2018 Stanley Cup Finals that featured the Washington Capitals and the Vegas Golden Knights. Stay tuned for this game to drop at 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK time here on the channel. We hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour. We look forward to bringing you more episodes of Rivalry Night, Stanley Cup Finals rewind matchups, and goal scoring frenzy throughout the 2025-26 National Hockey League season.